Alright, so it's Monday morning, and I was actually excited to come in today. I walked outside, it was 40 degrees, it felt great. I'm a cold weather guy, so it felt amazing. I wasn't even wearing a jacket or anything, I was just wearing a long sleeve. Um, Quite the list of things to do today, but right now I'm waiting on the first two videos to upload so I can clear up enough memory so that I can edit the third video and upload it and get some memory cleared up on my phone. So while those are uploading, I'm in here working on stuff. Here I have the shopping list for O'Reilly's. I've got Loctite, some brake cleaner, radiator flush. I'm gonna go. The book calls for Loctite 515 plastic gasket maker, but I'm just gonna go back with black gasket maker. I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal. I did find out that the oil filter on the winch is the same as the engine oil filter, so I'm going to go ahead and get another one of those. It's accessible right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've got some antifreeze concentrate. I've got some motor oil. It's $171 at O'Reilly's. I'll get a little bit off of that, probably because I have O rewards, and I think I have a $5 off too. So, and then I was also looking. So they have, this is the hydraulic filter, which I think is just a screen, I think, which disappoints me because if it was a paper element, it would help get some of the water out of the transmission. But this is a transmission filter. It's $73 for the transmission filter. I don't even know if United Ag and Tyler has this element in stock. But anyway, I did get to digging around. This is the winch cable here. And if you can see that price right there, I'm pretty sure this is the one that's available now. $400 for a cable. However, a simple Google search revealed that I can get it on eBay for $144. So when I get ready to replace this thing, I'm going to go to eBay. I'm not doing it now. There's one here on Bunker Hill Cables for $140. So $144, $140. There are options out there to replace that cable. So that's good. And I timed it about right. Hydraulic fluid was on sale yesterday. I don't know if it still is today. Pretty sure it was on sale yesterday when I looked at it. It may have gone back to the regular price. I'm going to be really mad if it went back to regular price today and I didn't go buy it yesterday. I'm pretty sure it did. It was like half off yesterday. Great. Should have gone and got it yesterday. Anyway, my O'Reilly's cart. So yeah, today's going to be a busy day. And what sucks about Mondays is that I'm the manager here for the day. My sales manager is not here, so that means that I have to keep up with my work responsibilities. So I have to keep up with my shop helpers. I have to answer the phone. I have to take care of customers that come in. So I'm busy on Mondays most of the time, trying to keep up with everything. But I think it's definitely doable for us to get. I would love to get this thing put back together today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So first thing I'm going to do, I think, is flush out the clutch housings. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet. I've got like 11 gallons of diesel out there that I don't really want to use for anything else. So, but then again, I don't really want diesel in the clutch housing, so I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out. See what people say. This is the transmission fluid. That is 7.5 gallons because I've already poured one bucket in the tote. I've got the tray under there. I need to go back under there for one more. The plug is pretty much directly under where the fill cap is on the top. I'm pretty sure it's an 1 1/8 plug. I don't have an 1 1/8 socket, so I had to make it work. There's a belly pan on it, so you can't just get a crescent on there, but I made it work. This is, I'm pretty sure, where our water was getting in is from the fill plug. I'm fairly certain this gasket is not sealing. This is just a bung plug is all it is. But the indication that there's moisture at the top tells me that it was probably getting in from here. I still need to get a pump sprayer so I can spray out these clutch casings. But I'm going to drain out the rest of the transmission fluid, let it drip while I go get stuff. And then I did find the transmission filters over here on the right side of the machine. If you look through there, those bolts back up in there, that's your transmission filter right there. It's just a cover that you pull off and it sits up in there. That's actually, that hole in the pan is where your drain plug is. You can see I tried to clean out in here with the washer, but couldn't get all of it. Man, that's a lot of crap. But I mean, it's a dozer. It pushes dirt for its job, so what do you expect? But anyway, gotta drain out the rest of this fluid and then go get a pump sprayer and fluids and everything else so we can put this thing back together. If I can drain out these, or flush out these housings really good, and then we can start putting things back together, put the brake bands back in, and then put the top plates back on and just start working our way back up to the top. Yeah. Transmission holds 8 gallons. That's a pain. And then we got to go on to the engine oil, which this engine oil is low because it blew a bunch out from the oil line blowing off. That makes me feel really good. Yikes. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So you pull off the cover. There's a spring behind the cover that holds the filter in. There's 3 9/16 bolts. That cover has the transmission temperature sensor, which doesn't work on this one anyway. I got a ton of oil on the floor right there, man. That one had RTV on it. It didn't even have a gasket. It had RTV sealant, which is not ideal. But anyway, this is the screen. It's literally just a screen, so I'm not even going to buy a new one. There's no point in it. It's a screen. I would buy a new one if it was a paper element, but it's not. So there's that. I rinsed it off and swished it around in some diesel to get it clean. We'll let it dry out before we put it back in. But that means that I don't have to buy a new filter. It just means it's going to make getting the water out of the system even harder. Anyway, so now that that's dripping, I can go get the rest of my stuff that I need. I got a parts cleaner from O'Reilly's. Fill it with whatever solvent you want and you pressure it up. It's just a basic parts washer. I just don't like how it has a mist instead of a stream. I wish it had some power. We're filling this thing up. I've already done this several times. You can see down in there through the mist and the fog. Down there in the bottom by the drain plug, it's literal sludge. And I'm sure most of it is brake material, but it's like trying to blow jelly through the drain hole. I'm taking the air gun and blowing it out, cleaning this compartment out, but it's nasty. It's literally like Jello. Trying to get this thing cleaned out. problems I face is there's two wells down in here. Answer the phone. There's two holding wells. There's an upper well and there's a lower well. And I don't have the plug out of this upper one because I'm not even going to attempt to do that after the other two. But down in there is the nasty gunk way down at the very bottom. Focus in. Quit tagging onto the clip. Way down there in the bottom, saw that nasty sludge. I'm going to get as much of it out as I can, but it's literally like jello or jelly. It's like trying to push strawberry jam through a hole with an air hose. I'm soaking it down with diesel, trying to get it to break up, hoping that it'll work its way out. And I'll blow this thing out really good, get as much of the diesel out as I can. The good thing about diesel is diesel's also got lubricating properties, so that helps. But yeah, this stuff is nasty. Alright, I got it about as clean as I can get it. So it's hard to get under this clutch drum. The best thing is to take an air gun and blow it out and get it down there in that bottom well. And if you take this spring off right here, move this stuff around, you can reach your arm down in there with a rag and get whatever's left. And make sure you put your spring back. You can actually reach down in there and get the rest of it. That's as good as it's going to get on this side. I'm going to go to the other side. I need to put the plug back in over here before I forget. I did put the transmission filter back in. It's screen, it's not really a filter, but I put the transmission screen back in and it had the nastiest, just absolute junk down in there, like sludge. So I wiped all that out with a rag, pulled all that out, and I wound up going back with black RTV on the cover. It had a paper gasket, remnants of a paper gasket left on it. I just went back with black RTV. It really kind of breaks my heart that I'm going to have to fill this transmission up, which I can fill the transmission now. That's not a problem. I'm going to have to fill the transmission up, run it, and then drain it out again. My goodness. So, anyway, now I got to get that side. Alright, so we got the other side done. He's going to start filling that side up with fluid. I'm going to take this bleeder hose off of here, and I got the plug back in those too. Good to remember that. Take this bleeder hose off so we can convert this to a common sump. It's a little bit of a pain because there's no room to get in there. You can take a 1/2 inch and pull this 90 out. You don't have to, but can if you just want to clean it up in here. Pull that 90 elbow out. If you'll flip that bucket over, it'll vent better. 9/16. Take your wrench. Try not to get all that water in there too. Yeah, no. Take your wrench, slide the box end down over it, because you round that sucker off like I did on the other one. Trying to use the box end part. Kind of roll this slave around a little bit. Make it where you can get your wrench down in there, get a bite on it. Find you a notch in this drum right here where you can get as much of a turn as you can. I actually have ratcheting box ends. I should have brought one of those in here for that. It would have been perfect. But just get this thing to pull loose like that. Pull your wrench back off. Yeah, there we go. Alright, here's that. See some of that nice, lovely, milky fluid in there still. Put this back on there. Now let's put the brake band on. Pull this hose back up to the top. Alright, so keep your hose up right here. Work this thing down in there. Around that. And then you got to get it worked around so that hose is up. And you can stretch it. Take some work. A little bit of patience and some trial and error. But it will go. Hanging up on this bolt right here on the inside. Drop around it. Just kind of gotta walk it down in there, maybe. Well, it came out just fine. And the other side went in. So it should go. Here we go. Just kind of, oops, hung up on this pin right here. There we go. Now we get it. Roll this up where that fitting comes right there. Yeah. And kind of pop it down on there. Now there's a ledge down in there that it's going to want to hang up on. In the bottom, have to roll it around so you can get that to slip around it. And then once you get it to slip around it, you can fidget it back. Oops, gotta get down around that bolt that's down there in the bottom too. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Now, roll this back up to the top, and look at this. If I pull it together, it actually grips. That's how we know we got enough brake material on there now. Let's put this back on there. Okay. And we can connect our slave cylinder back up. It's got that other side full of fluid now, it looks like. Take your 7/8, tighten this back up. Okay, that's ready for fluid. I think he's got fluid in the other side. Let me see. Most of it. So, if you look down, let me pull this out. Trying to get it to fill up to that point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Up to that screw.
Yeah. That
screw hole. And
make sure I don't get any water.
Look at how clean and beautiful that oil is right there. So clear. Alright, once that side's full, we can start putting this cover back on. Alright, so now that I've learned on the other side off camera, it's time to do this side. What do I do with my scraper? Didn't I just have it?
Yeah.
So we're going to scrape this surface off away from our clutch housing. Be wise to do this before you get to this point, before you get fluid in here. This one actually has some plastic gasket material left on it, surprisingly. The other side did not have this material on it. Go there and get that little wire brush. Yeah, the other side didn't have this on there. But both sides had water in them. Like, that makes sense. Most of it.
We have a serious responsibility here at Jim's Jewelers. Our job is to turn husbands into heroes on Christmas morning. How do we do this? We help him find a gift.
Enough, probably. Now I gotta get the brake anchor on there. So I'll learn on the other one. Loosen this screw all the way out. I mean, all the way out, and it's very long thread.
So beautiful that you cross over from mere hero to something much bigger. You become mythical, legendary.
Loosen that all the way out. Now remember, these cams have to turn inward. Oops. Forgot I had that clip in there. Okay, is that magnet on the other side? Screwdriver over there too? No, it's right here. Hit it. Stick it over there. We may need it. Okay, so remember these cams have to be turned inward like this. Go ahead and take a pair of needle nose. Pull this clip off right here on the inside. And don't drop it. I'll pull. Yeah, I'll take that off. Ooh. On the other side, this is all reversed, so this is on the outside. Remember how this goes on. That washer goes on the outside. This is all reversed on the other side, so this is over here. Oh no, the spring in the clip is over here, sorry. So now kind of center this band up on there a little bit. Slide this all the way through as far as it'll go. Flip your cams out so you can grab it. Now feel with your fingers these cams. What I did is I got this one on first, and then I took this one and flipped it around. Takes a little bit of work. Yeah, roll it like that. Well, that's locked in. Now go ahead and put your linkage back on there, which is this pin right here that we took out. I'll just want to insert it from this side because it's easier to get the clip in on the inside. Not necessary. It has the same C-clip on both sides. It's just a preference. Find that hole right there. Anyway. Yeah, I lost it.
Visit Boot Barn today to save on top quality Christmas gifts. We're offering holiday specials right now where you can get $50 off all men's exotic boots, $40 off select women's boots, and 25% off flannels, sweatshirts, and select
make sure that
men and women.
I'll put that slip off that lobe in there on the brake band.
Visit us this week and save on top quality Christmas gifts. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
There it goes.
We all had regrets. That haircut, that text, missing out on cold cyber
Come on. There it goes.
days.
Alright, now we can take
Get up to 50%
needle nose again.
everyone on your list. Sunday and Monday only at Kohl's. From cozy favorites to top toys.
And
You've got 2 days until you miss out.
slip
Don't
that
let Cyber Days
clip
get the
back
sale
down
cut
on there
away. Save
without
at
losing
Kohl's
it.
and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 1st. Some exclusions apply.
And that clip is on.
Or Kohl's.com for details.
Next, we have that clip. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. So go ahead and hook this in there. Like that. You're gonna stretch it around. Go like that. Twist. Yeah, backwards. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That's gonna go on there. Now we gotta put the washer on there. Now we gotta put the clip in. I don't need it, I need it from the other end.
Oh.
Insert that. Uh-oh, about to lose my light here. Wait, come on. This thing might just jump loose on me. I'm not careful. Everything's under spring tension here. Ooh, I barely grabbed that. Shoot. Everything's under spring tension in here. Makes it even worse. Alright, make sure you put this spring back on there too. There we go. Now you want to tighten this band up. Easier said than done when you get that spring. Because it's designed to not let it move. You get it to release and unlock. Tighten this thing up. There's absolutely no specification in the book or anywhere that tells you how to do this. Common sense tells me to do it like you would a brake on a car. Tighten it down just until it's not gripping. And then leave it. Unlock grippings. real snug there. Yeah, it's getting close. Oh, man. Gear is sharp. Alright. See how that's not moving? We're going to back this thing off until it just starts to slide, like right in there. Now you can actually pull this plug off here and reach in with a screwdriver, and you can flick this and you can adjust it after everything's installed. That's that. We're going to clean this up, clean all these facings off, make sure they're dry, don't have any oil on them. I couldn't find Loctite 515 plastic gasket maker, so we are going to use RTV. And I didn't do it on the other one, but I should probably do it. Well, actually, before I do this, I need to get another bolt, because I have lost one of the bolts, and I had to rob one for the other side. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm supposed to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. There's 9. There's 10 up here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's not enough. So let's prep the cover, and then we'll get another bolt. Might rob one from something else that we can put in later. Like one of these. I think these are the ones that held the console or the fuel tank on one. It's the same. It's too long. Alright, we're gonna pull this cover up now. Do the same thing on here. We're gonna get it nice and clean. Take that battery, go put it on the charger. There's another one on that
Table.
welding table right there. It's pretty evident to me that somebody's already been in here. The other side didn't have it yet. This plastic gasket maker on it. I'm gonna look and see if by some miracle we have a bolt in the drawer that'll fit it. Look at that, we got light again. Thing is heavy, don't want to drop it. Let me see if I can.
What bolt do you need?
I need one of these. Alright, I think I found one that'll work. So, let's go to the thing prepped here. I didn't put any silicone around these on the other one. It doesn't say anything about it in the book. I just don't know if it needs it. Alright, we're gonna put a bead of silicone around here. Get a healthy dose of it too.
Still got some.
Okay, now I'm gonna flip this thing over and ease it down on there. Oh, on the last one I put the RTV down on the tractor side. That's why it feels more awkward here. A little twisting as we can. You gotta save 3 bolts for the brake band anchor. The rest of them, I know this one with the thing is right here. I don't know what that clip was for, maybe a light? No idea. The rest of these thread down in here. This one gets a long bolt that comes in through the top.
I don't know how to work it.
Yeah, no, it broke.
No.
Okay, so the brake band, we're gonna take this screwdriver here and get this thing lined up. Oh, I was gonna have Loctite. Oh, it's lined up. Grab that Loctite off that other cover. It says to use blue Loctite on these so they don't back off. Because if these come loose, then it's going to throw your brake band out of adjustment. Still missing a bolt.
Oh.
You're gonna have one for that hole. Dang, thought I counted them out.
Oh, is it this one right here? Oh, no, that was one of these.
Let's go ahead and suck this down. We got another one of those in the drawer. That didn't work. Might have to cut the end of it off. It's too long. We'll see. says to tighten the ones down on the funnel that I've saw first. Oh, look at that. Okay, that covers on too. Now this is gonna go here through that, but we got to get the box back on here first. So the next thing is we got to clean the battery tray out. We can go ahead and put that back on here. We can actually do that. We can put the hydraulic tank back on here too. Let's clean out the battery box, set it up here first, and then after we do that, we'll set the fuel tank down on here, get it back on and attached, and then we'll get the hydraulic tank on here. I'll do it in that order. Alright, well, it's about 4:30 and I'm finally stopping to eat my lunch because I'm trying to drain the engine oil and it takes an 1 1/8" socket, which I do not have one. So I just sent him to go get an 1 1/8" socket so I could pull the drain plug out. But yeah, I mean, everything's pretty much back together. We're at the point now where I've got to cut new boards to go in the bottom of the battery box so I can put the batteries back in. And I have to let's see, gotta change the oil in it, refill it, and then we'll be ready to fire it up. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about this elbow yet, this adapter, because they weren't attached originally, I don't think, and I just don't know how I feel about trying to weld that. I just know it's going to be a pain. But that piece originally was not attached. The elbow is slotted. You're supposed to shove that up there and it's supposed to seal it that way. But I'm thinking if I weld that to the turbine housing, then I could take the wrap that came off of it and wrap where it goes into this elbow. But then I'm looking at it going, well, I could crack the turbine housing. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And yeah, that radiator is nasty up in there. It definitely needs to be cleaned out, but one thing at a time. I'm not even going to get to flush the radiator today, but that can be done anytime, really. Yeah, we've got fuel in it. We've got hydraulic fluid and everything. Transmission has been filled. The clutch housings have been filled. The reservoir has been filled. And yeah, he's going to get that socket so I can drain what's left of the engine oil out, because when I pulled the dipstick earlier, there wasn't anything on the dipstick. And then we'll be ready to put the batteries on it, fire it up. So the time is here. Turn on this exhaust fan. Alright, so we've got fuel, hydraulic fluid, engine oil, transmission fluid. We've got everything here to fire it up, make sure it runs. This is a moment of truth. real check is going to be if it steers. I'm not ready to pull it out yet. We're going to see if it steers. Just bump it a little bit. Right, I mean left, right. Oh, look at that. It does. Amazing. Oh, it's even better than it was before on the left. That's incredible. Woo, it worked, guys. Oh. So that means that tomorrow I can get this thing pulled out, flush the radiator on it, and drive it around a little bit, make sure everything works good. I got to work on the turbo, figure out what I'm going to do with that. I may just leave it, honestly. Well, let's put the roll bar back on it outside. I'm not doing it in here. Put the roll bar back on it, and yeah, this thing fires right up. I mean, tack still doesn't work. But we've got all functions. Everything's functioning. That's awesome. It works.